Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Healthy Body Podcast. My name is Ryan Wilkerson, your host, holistic health and life coach, CrossFit Level 1 trainer, and essential oils advocate. And as you all know, or if you listened to the last episode on the podcast, I've renamed this podcast from the Be Healthy and Thrive podcast to the Healthy Body Podcast. Now, don't worry, I am not going to not talk about other areas of your health and life. I will focus on more areas than your physical health, but that's going to be the primary area that I naturally focus on anyways in my business. So I just wanted to make that a little clearer and be able to kind of really support women right away in that. And so if you haven't listened to episode 56, go check it out. It talks a little bit more about healthy bodies, how my Whole 30 program that I'm running this September and October, as well as kind of the direction of my business. And basically, I just shared that this podcast is the Healthy Body Podcast now. I changed my free Facebook group from Healthy and Thriving Women to the Healthy Body Community. And I will be launching a Healthy Body Academy, which is going to be a membership community where you're going to learn a lot and be able to get supported in a very high-touch way in November and the new year. So go listen to that episode, but also join the wait list as well for the Healthy Body Academy if that is something you're interested in. So what this episode is about is kind of introducing the month. And this is the first month, I think, in my business I've specifically just focused on exercise and fitness. And, recently, I think becoming a CrossFit Level 1 trainer, I just saw how the beauty of fitness, the beauty of what the purpose of what it's actually for, and how it can really help us just live healthy lives. And I'll talk a little bit about that. I think I'm going to be doing an episode around CrossFit in particular and just the beautiful nature of its functionality and how, it really just helps us do things that we do in normal everyday life well. And I'll geek out a little bit about it on that episode, but little things like a deadlift, like you're picking just things off the ground. We do that every day. We squat when we use the bathroom. We sit up when we get out of bed, all these different things. And it's not just about being intense and crazy. There's a lot more other good things to it. And so this, on the podcast, there will be 3 different episodes, one around CrossFit, one around Pilates, and then one around running. And so you can stay tuned to that. And then I have a lot of different in-person and online events that are going to really support you here. So we'll get to that kind of at the end. But I just wanted to do a very brief episode today to talk about really, there are, the thing about exercise and fitness, really what it is using our body in the capacity to move, to be able to just, for our bodies to be strong, well, and be able to handle the tasks that life may bring us, whether it's a sport, whether it's our jobs, whether it's just with our kids, whatever it may be. But the first thing really is just to start implementing more movement in your life. And what I mean by that is that we live in an age where it's just so easy to sit. It's so easy to just not move as much. We have cars now. We don't, there's just the way that society has evolved, especially even in the online capacity. Like I work with a lot of people through computer and online. It's just very easy to not move. And it's not that that's a bad thing, but it's not a good thing at the same time because our body is designed for movement and proper movement. So what I wanted today is to just share 5 little tips, there's 5 steps, I guess, to moving more. And I've created a little PDF for you if you're like a printout person that you can access in my free resource library where you can print that out and work through some stuff. So the first tip really is to kind of take stock in how much you do move. And you can do this in a variety of ways. You can just, some people wear a pedometer or a Fitbit sort of thing throughout the week and see how much steps did they take. Or, the new Apple Watch, or think it is, I don't have one, will say, okay, you haven't got up in the last hour or something, you need to move. And so there's a lot of ways to just track how often you move. And you can be more precise, or you can just sit and look at your typical day or typical week. And how often are you sitting? How often are you moving? How often are you walking? All those different things. And it's not meant to be something that really overwhelms you, but it's just meant to get you thinking. Are there opportunities where you can actually move and you're choosing not to? For example, if something I used to do when I used to work in a corporate office, I would get a smaller glass of water, and whenever it was empty, I would get up to go fill it up. I didn't really I wasn't always thirsty, but the idea is one, I'm going to drink more water, but two, to get me moving from point A to point B. And it wasn't a long walk, but, and so take stock. How much do you currently move? And then the second step is move instead. Like if there is an opportunity for you to move instead of sitting or instead of driving or, do that. So for example, things could be 5 minutes away from us by walk and we'll still choose to drive. Is there an opportunity for you to walk? Is there an opportunity for you to, go up the stairs a little bit more, putting something up the stairs, whatever it may be? Ask yourself, is there opportunities for me to move instead? And then really kind of start with one opportunity and just make that more of a habit. Then you're going to be finding you're parking further away from the grocery store, or you are getting up every hour to go get your glass of water, right? So just really being intentional and start with one thing at a time. And then the third thing is to track your movement. I think it is helpful when you're first starting this idea of moving more to wear a pedometer, to wear a Fitbit, or to track how many miles did you walk today, or, how many workouts did you do? And, CrossFit Talks, it has a lot of different formulas, but like how fast did I do in my workout? How much power did I exert? Whatever. Just track it and see. Again, this is a totally gracious, non-judgmental thing, right? Just track it as you go along. And then the fourth thing is that the first three are kind of just like, okay, everyday life, how can we move more? And then the fourth thing is actually being intentional and planning an exercise. And planning an exercise you both enjoy and is challenging. Because if we just do what we enjoy all the time, we're actually not developing the fitness level that we probably really need and should have. And so in CrossFit, for example, there's a bunch of different movements that we do. And there are ones that I just don't like to do as much because they're harder and they're particularly challenging. A lot of gymnastic movements are hard, and gymnastics meaning body weight, where pulling up for a long time, or a lot of these toes to bar movements. But with weightlifting and barbell, I can handle it a lot more, right? And so planning in exercise that I enjoy the variety that fitness and CrossFit and stuff, all that provides. But if I go every day or make it a conscious efforts to plan to go recommended times per week, I'm going to be challenged because there are going to be movements there that I don't like. And what I just mean that might be different from you. For example, if you know that you love to go walking, but a dance class would be a little bit challenging to you, and not challenging to the point that you collapse and pass out. That's not what I mean. I mean challenging where it gets your heart rate up a little bit more. It challenges you a little bit more. Even if you're doing a running program, you run a little bit further. Then I think you need to do that. And we can, there could be a lot more detail of how often you should do it, what you should include. And that's something I'm going to cover in a workshop I'm doing this month. So check that out. So let's just repeat the first four. Take stock. How much do you currently move? 2, where can you move instead? 3, track movement. 4, how can you plan in exercise intentionally? And then 5, reflect, celebrate, and adjust. So at the end of every week or the end of every month, I think it's good to track how much workouts you did or track your movement in some way. And then just reflect, okay, was this a busy month? Did my kids just go back to school, or were we traveling? That's why I wasn't doing as much movement. Okay, and that's fine. But where can you celebrate what you did do, right? Celebrate how you did move, okay? And then adjust for ways you would like to improve for the next week or the next month. If you don't both celebrate and adjust, you're going to be missing out, because if you constantly harden yourself, you're never going to really get anywhere. And if you're not adjusting, you're never going to get where you want to go, right? And so I really encourage you to do that. So the 5 steps are to just moving more, really taking stock. How much do you move? 2, how can you move instead? 3, tracking your movement. 4, plan an intentional movement and exercise you enjoy and is both as challenging. And then the 5th is to reflect, celebrate, and adjust. And if you want a little bit more detail, or you want to just have them all and kind of like a printout of all of it, you can go to my free resource library and download the 5 steps to move more. So sign up for the free resource library, and has a bunch of different stuff in that free resource library too. So there's actually a 30-day fitness cardio-based plan in there as well, if you're just wanting to do some simple movements to improve your cardiovascular endurance and stamina. And so that's kind of it for this little episode. But what I wanted to also do is to say, okay, these are some tips to move more. But if you want some more intentional help, like meaning what maybe your mindset, what's blocking you from moving more, what's your habits blocking you from moving more, and just have a space to actually unpack this and create an actual plan. I really encourage you to join my Sofa to Sensational with Exercise online and local workshop. The local one will be on September 13th at the Art Nest Creative Studio, and the online one will be September 17th online Zoom. And if you're listening to this after, you can get the recording from the online one too, if it's something that interests you. And at this workshop, I'll tell you a little bit about it. We are going to be really creating the body and life you desire is actually easier than you think, and it doesn't involve a lot of hours at the gym. Actually, I don't spend a lot of hours at the gym working out. I might be hanging out, but not working out. And then really tips around the one thing you can do today that will make the biggest difference in your exercise, your results, your health, and your life. We're going to unpack the roadblocks that may be standing in the way of you being your most fit and radiant self. How to create a simple, time-saving exercise plan that will have you on your way to being more toned, fit, and energized. And then quick and easy steps you can take today to get that transformation and stay motivated, and how you can get support and accountability from me or from others, in going forward. And some bonus for this workshop for all who attend, it's the 5 tips to move more is going to just be a bonus I give, as well as the 30-day fitness plan, cardio-based. But the third thing is going to be really unique just to those who attend, is a 30-day fitness plan, but it's going to be body weight movements with tutorial videos that actually I've had my husband record of me doing certain movements like push-ups or jumping jacks or burpees, and how to do them with proper form so you're not hurting yourself. And sit-ups, squats, like all those body weight, different things that you could incorporate in. And I just thought it would be helpful to give you something to kind of get you going. And so again, that it will be September 13th live in the Cayman Islands locally, and then September 17th online. And that will be a space for like kind of a group coaching. You'd ask questions. In person, it's 45 CI. Online, it's 47 US, and it's done through PayPal. And so you can get the links for that below in the show notes. You could also get the link to join for my free resource library. And as you all know, I'm an essential oils advocate. So this month I'm actually doing both an online and in-person class around essential oils for fitness. Sue Marin of Balance Cayman is going to be on the podcast later this month, but on September 15th, I'm doing an in-person class at her studio, Essential Oils for Fitness. And then I'm going to be doing an online Facebook group, kind of a self-paced. It's open for 3 days. You kind of go through of the Essential Oils for Fitness as well, September 25th to the 27th, or 27th to 29th, the last Tuesday to Thursday in September. And so all the links for all of that are in the show notes. So if you're here in Cayman, come to the local stuff. It's just always better in person if you can. And if you're not, or you can't make it, join the online. And I specifically did both of these online and in person, because in this month, Focus on Fitness, I wanted people to be able to really get the support they need. The in-person class for the fitness one is 35 CI, because we are going to be making a do-it-yourself packet, do-it-yourself Epsom salt recovery scrub. I have one and love it, using Deep Blue and a bunch of different other oils. And then the online one is free, just because you're kind of going through it your own. You're not getting anything other than education, which is still awesome. And it's still worth being paid for, but I just decided to make that how it is. So check out the notes for the Sofa to Sensational with Exercise coaching, online and in-person workshop, as well as the Essential Oils for Physical Fitness. So that is the main way this month that you can get support. And as I mentioned in the last episode, I have a free coaching and oils Facebook group. So the Healthy Body Community is the free coaching group, where if you downloaded this free, or you just want help or support, that's where you're going to go. And if you're wanting to learn more about doTERRA essential oils and just how to use oils in your everyday life, the Madewell doTERRA essential oil community is where you go. So go check it out. Go check out all the links here. And I hope to see you in the workshops, as well as I hope to just see you in the free communities. So excited. Stay tuned for the next podcast episodes as well, all about fitness. All right, bye.